Welcome back to another episode of Thanks for the Consult. Today with us, we have me, Fior. We also have Aaron.
Tally-ho.
And our guest today is Patric Hansen. He is an advanced EMT, EMS instructor, and lover of long walks on the beach. What's up, Patric?
What's going on? How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. How are you?
I'm great.
So I have had the pleasure of meeting you before today, but maybe Aaron hasn't, and some of our listeners have not. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What big important question? What's your favorite source of caffeine?
Favorite source of caffeine? I'm gonna have to go with Red Bull.
Red Bull, a classic.
Number
Wow.
one. Specifically, the Juneberry Red Bull. It's my
Juneberry
go-to.
Does this come from your desire to seek flight?
Of course, it does. Gives you wings.
Shout out.
I don't know that I've ever actually tasted or seen the Juneberry flavor. I don't think if like you gave me a Juneberry and you were like, guess what this taste is, I would be able to identify it. But
Well, I can't even tell you what a Juneberry is, but I will bring you one next time I see you.
If these things don't
I
grow
appreciate it.
specifically in June, I'm going to be very upset.
I think you're gonna be upset then.
They only grow in July. It's crazy.
Inappropriate naming.
Definitely.
Right. Well, July
Definitely.
berry doesn't sound good. So yeah, tell us, man, tell us about yourself. What besides the caffeine?
Yeah, so my name's, like Fior said, my name's Patric Hansen. So kind of got into this, like, I feel like how everybody else did. Firefighter, when I was 14, just learning, and ran one medical call and kind of fell in love with it. So kind of found out that one of the technical schools in the area offered an EMT program. So went ahead and did that and got it at 16. And it was just that's all I've really ever done. I had one other job that wasn't EMS related. And that was it.
Okay. Well, before you tell us what that other job was, Aaron in a previous episode told us he got into this just on a whim. So, I mean, at least you had a reason.
Yeah, it's just on a whim is crazy.
Yeah, I just woke up. I was like, something to do.
You wanted to do this crazy stuff. That's cool.
Well, I didn't know it was crazy. I was just like, oh, this is the thing you can do. At that time, I thought that people, like, when you saw an ambulance driving around town with the lights off, that they were just like patrolling, like police officers.
Yeah,
that's an insane notion that like
That
you
is-
just like
that
go
is a-
patrolling for sick people.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
just looking out
emergency
for-
people do.
Yeah,
Fire trucks, same thing. They're looking for cats.
No, they're going
Birds and
to the
trees.
grocery store.
yeah, they're going grocery shopping. Yeah, I can't believe you. That's actually really funny that you thought they were patrolling. I love that.
That's what I thought. Well,
I've
because
never
like
heard
I didn't
that.
have a concept of like the fact that like you wouldn't like that emergency vehicle would be driving with the lights off, because the only time that you call 911 is for an emergency,
Yeah, you'd think.
right?
Yeah, you'd think after
You'd
doing
think.
this, I think you see that notion's wrong, correct?
Yeah,
Correct. The people that actually have emergencies don't call 911.
Yeah. You'd
that's
find-
true. That's true.
Somebody else calls when they find them dead on the side of the road. But so besides EMS, what else did you do, man?
So I worked at a gas station across the street from my house while I was in high school. That was it.
Nice. I had a
Yep.
buddy that worked at a gas station, and I'm fairly
Great story.
certain he stole cigarettes from them all the time.
Yeah.
So-
You know what? I have to say though, the gas station was fun. I worked with all my friends and we just had a good time.
Fair enough.
It like
But-
really wasn't anything serious. You had no responsibility, just kind of chilling there,
Oh yeah.
selling gas.
Well, some of the best times that I think I've had in EMS have been like just sitting in the garage, BSing.
Yeah.
Back when you could smoke in the garage. Like,
Was it a nice gas station or was it a ghetto gas station?
It was the nicest gas station that was in the area. Now compared to like Sheetz or Gecko, yeah, it was kind of a hood gas station.
And was it a requirement that you sell drugs?
It was preferred. It was preferred. They preferred it, but it wasn't a requirement.
Right.
Nice.
And how much of a percentage did you get from that?
Zero. Zero.
That's
Wow.
the
Yep.
worst.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, we here, thanks for the consult, do not endorse the selling or using of illegal drugs.
No.
Anyways, so you got into this pretty young, it sounds like, but you've been in it for a little while and really seem to like it, considering now you work at multiple places and
Yep.
you're doing this thing, doing the whole
So
thing.
this year will be my 10th year in EMS.
Congrats, man. It's
Thanks.
a milestone. So
Decade anniversary.
Decade.
yeah, I don't know if you've been up to EMS update yet, but every year they have a few classes where they have people, everybody stand up. Okay, if you've been doing this for 2 years, sit down, sit down. So you're getting towards the
Yeah,
last
getting there.
ones. I'm usually in the last one or two, depending on how they split it. But you're getting there.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, it's a good time. Aaron and I go up every year, have a good time. So
Yeah, I went up the past 3 years. It's
okay,
always a good time. It's always
heck
a good
yeah.
time.
So what made you get into the EMS instruction game? How'd you decide to do that?
Well, so the technical school that I went to in high school, so it was like
Mhm.
kind of like a split thing. I'd go to high school for like, a little bit, then go to the technical school for the rest of it.
Yeah,
And after I graduated, they always the instructor always asked if I would come back and help them run scenarios for their 10 patient contacts. And I went back like almost every year, and it I just started really enjoying it. And like recently, I've been doing a little bit more with the students, doing different drills and stuff like that with them, and doing PowerPoints. And I just kind of fell in love with it. So I finally decided, like, this year I'm going to kind of focus on like education and try to get like earlier in the year I did my CPR instructor, stop the bleed instructor, and then finally just finished up with EMS instructor. So kind of wanted to focus on education this year.
nice.
Do
Yeah.
you find that yelling is the most effective method for teaching?
For some students, yes, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. Aaron's preferred method is belittlement and
Uh,
public shaming if they get the answer incorrect.
Public shaming with a little bit of yelling.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Both of us do the EMS instruction game as well, and I think similar feelings towards it. That it's fun. I personally I like the ability to kind of uh, steer and direct young providers away from the assholes in the field that are going to ruin their experience for them and make them go
Definitely.
running from this field because quite frankly it's an awesome job and I don't know, that's a different
Yeah, I
soapbox for a
completely.
different day, I think.
Yeah,
It's a
I
promo.
mean,
Promo, yeah, I have a whole presentation on that coming up here soon in end of August, so
yeah, I think definitely getting to like share your experience and what you've learned with them is like
oh,
they
yeah,
love it, because
absolutely,
the book's telling them one thing, and then you're like, well, actually, I found a shortcut, or
yeah,
found a better way to do it that's way better, and
oh,
they
yeah,
love it.
oh,
So
yeah.
it's always good.
As someone who hasn't had very many years of experience, I personally just enjoy being able to tell people what the book actually says.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm not saying that the book is right all the time. Like that, there's a great
yeah.
place for like, oh, here's how you do it, like in real life. But like, so many times have I been explained something that was from the book that was in fact not
Mhm.
from the book.
Yeah.
So you like the ability to gaslight with some authority?
No, I like the ability to just properly communicate information.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
You're,
for the record, I do like to gaslight, but that's separate from what I was just saying.
okay. So other people were telling you it's from the book and it's not.
Well, they were just incorrectly communicating information and then acting like they were with an appeal to authority that was incorrect.
You wouldn't happen to have a PowerPoint on any of these topics, would you?
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Oh.
Shout out episode 4.
Yeah, that's a callback for those of you that have listened to episode 4. You'll get that. So Patrick, sorry we veered off topic there. So you're doing the EMS thing. You're a field trainer and a crew chief, are you not?
I am.
So you get to do some of the not precepting, but the orienting.
Yes, I mean, I'm not gonna obviously say where I work, but
That's fine.
yeah, we do get we get quite a few new people, and again, I mean, just doing that too is a great experience. You know, a lot of the people that we do hire, they may be coming straight from class, or they may have been coming from a service that just does interfacility transports, and they've never been on a 911 call before. So
Yeah.
it's great, you know, getting to, you know, train these people to the point where they should be, and they get to learn a lot, because even when you go from county to county, you know, Allegheny County is different than Butler County.
Yes,
You know,
it is.
everything's different. You got to relearn pretty much everything. So
You even have to relearn what to call the dispatcher.
yeah, you do. Yeah, that's that's crazy. But yeah,
Wait, so they're not just dispatch?
No, so
no.
Allegheny County goes by county, Butler County goes by control, and then
Control.
if you call the if you call one the other name, they're like, "That's not who I am," and you're like,
I
"Yeah,
would never call
but
anybody
you
control.
answered, so
Well, doesn't Butler? Don't you have to say Butler control?
I don't." I either say
Um,
Butler or control.
I always heard it had to have been Butler control, or they're going to yell at you through the radio.
No, I mean, I think in years past, I do remember that earlier on in my career, um, whenever we would go up to, like, I worked at a service that would go into Butler every once in a while, uh, and they would get very angry if you didn't call them Butler Control.
That's crazy.
And then, but now it's a lot more relaxed. Most of the dispatchers up there former Allegheny County dispatchers or have had some experience in Allegheny County and understand that a lot of the people on the, at least on the EMS side and up there, you know, they work or have worked in Allegheny. They're not real crazy. There's a couple that are still, you know, I'm Butler Control.
Yeah,
I'm like, keep it up.
that's
I'm gonna call
ridiculous.
you radio. So
Yeah,
I would never call them
that's
control.
crazy.
I'd never do it. What are you
well,
controlling?
I don't know.
They're
But
controlling
Exactly. No, they're not controlling anything.
they're controlling where you're going.
yeah.
I control where I go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
yeah,
control, you know, where you go if you're going to the right place. You know,
If they can actually help me find the right place, then I would maybe consider telling them.
I will give it to them. I've had some calls where it's like down some sketchy dirt road, and I'm like, you know, hey Butler, I'm having a hard time finding it. So they're like, oh, it's a driveway with 3 rocks stacked up at the bottom. I'm like,
okay.
okay, I found that driveway, went up there, and I was
Hey,
like, I'll be. They do
You're
a
like
good
3
job.
rocks. That seems like a lot of. That seems like a very unspecific prompt, and they're like, you'll know when you
Yeah,
see it.
you'll know when you
yeah,
see it. It's like porn. It's hard to describe it, but you'll know when you see it.
I can't say I've had that much description trying to find someplace, but that's impressive.
Oh, around my area, because it's so rural and everybody knows each other, it's just like dude's house. Like they're like, oh yeah, it's down by old where Jimmy Buffett used to live, and you're like,
Nice. Know where that's at.
That's a flex down where Jimmy Buffett used to live, huh?
I just
Yeah.
picked a name.
I know, bro. But Patrick, that's awesome that you get to intervene at such a crucial time in their careers when they're first starting out to really set the tone, to try to keep them on the right path, because too many times that, you know, bad habits are learned at the very beginning. So
Do you have an agenda? Like everybody's got their thing where they're like, I really want new people to not do this or to do this. Do you have like a thing where you're like, whatever you do not do this, or whatever you do, please do this?
I have one, only one, and it's with making the stretcher. So I'm not picky with which way the stretcher is made in no sense. I could care less how you put the sheet on. And
oh
Fior,
yeah, that would not be good partners.
I know you've seen how our service does our sheet,
Yeah.
right? It's different from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is with the pillow. So if you're going to put a pillow on the stretcher, you know the opening of the pillowcase. The opening of the pillowcase always goes down. It goes down. You don't put it to the top. That is my one pet peeve.
That's
So
profound.
yeah.
So
Well, I
why
was
do
always
you?
told.
That's a,
I guess yep. So the reason why is because when I first started, I was always told if you kept the opening of the pillowcase towards the top, you're letting the shit fly out of the bag, and you're going to get the worst calls and get slammed all day long. And
Mm.
then
I just figured
It's
it's because
really
you didn't
weird.
want dirt to collect in the pillow.
No, no, yeah, but like I've done it a few times where we've left it up and like we get crushed. Like it's
Yeah.
weird. I guess there is one other thing. So in our garage in the bays, there's this black cat that is like a stuffed animal, and it's wrapped around one of the cords for the shoreline for the truck, and it just sits there. You don't touch it, you don't take it off. Like we've had new management come in, we've had the garage redone. That cat has not moved from its position, and that's the one thing is that if you smack or like punch or kick the cat, like we've gotten cardiac arrest after cardiac arrest after cardiac arrest. Like so, the cat just sits there, so you don't touch the cat. You can unplug the shoreline all you want to. Don't touch the cat.
Next time I'm working and I'm looking for some call coming over and I'm just punching the
No.
cat.
Like it's like really, it's superstition. It's weird. Like some people are like, yeah, that's bullshit. No, don't touch the cat and put the pillow down.
Do you buy into the superstition stuff?
So initially I didn't until we did kick the cat one day, and we did. I think we got like 2 cardiac arrests, and we went to the city like 4 times. Like it's crazy. And again, even with the pillow, I never believed it until like a couple times that we just got like it wasn't like anything crazy calls. Like we just ran all day long. But most of the other superstition, no. But those two, I do believe.
What about the Q word?
I don't know. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, me and my buddy Dave, every time we get off the phone and one of us is at work, it's like, hey, have a quiet shift, bud.
Yeah,
But,
no, I like, whenever you're first getting into EMS, you're always like, oh, don't say the quiet word. Yeah, it ain't gonna change anything.
honestly, if it would, I'd say it more because I find myself sometimes a little bored and wanting to run some more calls.
Right. And then the public, they'll just say it to you and they don't think anything of it. Like,
Yeah,
oh, have a quiet shift. Thanks.
thank
Man,
you.
I went to the
Thanks.
ED the one night. I went to the ED the one night and we just run. I was on a 24 and we just run all day. And like where I work, yeah, you might run 35, 45 minutes just to get to the call. So like if you're running all day, you're just in the truck moving the entire day back and forth, back and forth. And it was like 3 or 4 a.m. and they were all ALS calls, of course, just like
Go figure.
seizures, unresponsive patients in vehicles, a cardiac arrest. Like it was just one of those days. And so I came in, I gave report, and the doc actually took report from me. And I said to her, I was like, she started asking me a lot of questions that I was not prepared for. And I was like, Doc, I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't know. This is the best I got for you. I'm exhausted. Like she could see it on my face that I was just defeated. And as we were leaving the ER, she was actually super nice. She was super nice. As we were leaving the ER, she says to me and my partner, she goes, well, I hope you guys can go back and get some rest. I was like,
Yeah, thanks.
it's like,
Thanks for
thank
that.
you. Thank you. So we went back and ran 2 lift assists just about the time that I fell asleep.
Nice, very nice.
And it's so funny because they're so genuine about it too. They really want you to go back and get rest, but just it's not how it works.
I said to my partner, I was like, that was so sweet, but she doesn't know what she just did to us.
Yeah. Well, it happens, I don't know. This is definitely not the same, but I hate when people like out in public. Thank you for your service. I'm like, yeah, they pay me for it, but you're welcome, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That one always bugged me. The thank you for your service. I'd rather you tell me to have a busy shift than
I salute them back. I salute them.
How's that working out? Is it they liking it? They
how do they respond to you saluting them?
Usually I just walk away immediately after the salute.
Say nothing, just salute them and walk away.
Thank you.
Nice.
I like it.
We have one guy. He's in one of our facilities. So nice. He's such a nice guy. Every time we walk in the door, he's always waiting for us. And he always says, "You guys were my heroes." Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy. We always talk to him, but like that's something I hate getting thanked for my service because we do it to each other as a joke, and it's
like anytime somebody puts up their their hero post, it happens a lot more with like the volunteer fireside where somebody will put up a picture of them in their turnout gear next to like a car on fire, and you go to the comments, it's just like, thanks for your service, TYFYS.
Yep.
Hitting it hard
Or
from
when
the
they're
yard.
they get a picture of the station in front of the engine with their bunker gear on after their big job. Yeah,
I want to know
thank
who's
you for
doing
your
that.
service.
Who's the photographer that's just showing up on accidents and getting these super high resolution pictures of people?
Yeah,
It's usually like older guys that used to be in the fire department that like they can't like do the firefighting anymore. So they just
They just
took
bring
up
a camera?
photography and
Yep.
now yeah. And then there's a guy in I want to say Southern Butler County that like he professionally is a photographer and just like
Oh, I think I
lives in
know.
the area and is like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get these bomb pictures for them. That's just like his kind of contribution to the firehouse, I guess. Like he doesn't want to do the firefighting, or I could be wrong on that, but
Well, there's one guy on Facebook. He has like his own page and everything, and all he does is
yeah,
was it like first do photography, and he just
yeah,
goes around Allegheny County
That's a
and
fire name.
yeah.
yeah, so, yeah,
See, I did
something like
that.
that. He just yeah,
I'm
yeah,
picking
he
up where
just
you're
goes
putting
around
down.
and just starts taking pictures. Great pictures
Yeah,
too.
oh yeah,
Shout out
like
First Do Photography.
yeah. Hit us up if you want to sponsor a show.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's crazy though. Some of these high res photos that you see, I've had a couple of calls where I've been on where like they'll snap the picture, and for me, I'm not photogenic like at all. So like it's when I'm like mid sneeze or like I don't know tripping over something, and I'm about to like fall into the ground. That's when like yeah, this is the best picture.
Yeah.
I want to
I don't.
hire somebody to like just ride around on the unit with me one day and just like take pictures of me just doing my job. I'm like
I
writing
love
be
down
it.
patient
insane.
information.
Yeah, snap.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you my schedule and come up on one of my days off. Just like here's Aaron doing a trip sheet. Look at him check the rig.
Stair chair and grandma down 20 steps.
It's like blur grandma's face out.
Yeah.
Cleaning the stretcher.
Yeah. This is Aaron grabbing a bag of chips from the EMS room.
Oh, we don't have this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So
There
sorry.
is not a hospital in the area that provides any sort of food, like snacks, water,
Wow.
anything.
Some
with-
might consider that they should step up their game a little. Get
I've
some
threatened to
snacks.
pick it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's crazy.
I haven't
think
gotten too many participants willing to join me.
we'll come up. Patrick, you want a carpool up there?
Yeah.
Can we,
We'll show
instead
'em.
of holding signs, can we just like paint it on our chest, like no
Oh
water?
yeah,
no
we'll
pizza?
stand side by side and everything.
What do we want? Uncrustables. When do we want them? Now.
Not having an EMS room, that would actually suck. That would suck.
Yeah, dude, it's wild up there. Some of the stuff he tells me, like they don't give them supplies or meds.
Wow.
They give them a script, and they're like, "I don't know, go down to CVS. I'm sure they will give you."
Yeah,
fentanyl."
dude. There's times where we go to
What?
we go to Rite Aid and we'll be like, "Yeah, can we get 1,000 micrograms of fentanyl?" And they're like, "Sure."
Like that's
Wow.
a wild concept
on
to
a
me.
paper script.
Paper script.
Is it
Wow.
handwritten? Please tell me it's handwritten.
I'm pretty sure.
Like I want it.
That's
Like
crazy.
I envision like just like the stereotypical small town family doctor who's like also the ER doctor and the veterinarian for the hospital on every Hallmark movie. It's like pulling out his pad out of his long white coat and saying, "Here, Sonny, go get some fentanyl for the ambulance." That's crazy.
That's so different.
Like,
I've never heard of that too. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they'll replace like generic supplies, like, and really, to be honest, a lot of the hospitals aren't supposed to. Like they just do it because they're like, you guys are getting absolutely like wrecked, like, and it's ridiculous. But like meds, anything, we get billed for all that.
Oh, that's nuts, dude.
That's crazy.
Dude, I went to a hospital the one day, and for me, that is absurd. I walk into a hospital, I'm like, "Hey, I used these meds. Can I have them back? As long as they're not narcotics, they give me them back. And our narcotics are, that is a separate restock supply, but we have them." But they're like, "Well, we only exchange drug boxes." I was like, "All right, I'll take one of those then." They're like, "Well, we can't just give you a drug box." I'm like, "No, I assume not, but could I just have some Zofran?" They're like, "No." Are you kidding me? You won't give me Zofran? No. All right. Well, that's insane. So I took an extra Uncrustable.
As you should.
You should
As you
have.
should.
Stick it to the man.
That's right. Well, give me Zofran, you'll give me peanut butter and jelly, baby. Little acts of disobedience, that's my protest. I'm gonna steal your Uncrustable. So, yeah, that's wild, though. Absolutely wild. Yeah. Anyway, Patrick, do you where you work? You have pretty short response times, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think our longest like response time is if we're going from one side of the area to the other, you're maybe talking 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, our transport time to the hospital is between across the street to 10 minutes. I mean, we're
That's
not,
lit.
yeah, we're not going far at all unless you're, taking somebody to the city. Otherwise, even then, I mean, we're going 20 minutes to the city. Like,
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
Your area is right on the interstate, so you can get right on the interstate
Yeah.
into town pretty darn quick.
And I mean, that was a little bit different because the service that I came from previously, I mean, it was kind of like you, we're driving 25 to 30 minutes to get to the call. You're in the middle of nowhere, and we flew a lot of people. I mean, almost every
Yeah.
shift we were flying somebody, and your transport time to the hospital was 30 minutes to, if you were going to the city, you were going 45 to an hour. So
Yeah.
it's a big change coming, from somewhere that you're in the middle of nowhere to you have a hospital across the street.
Yeah.
Or
a lot
hospitals
more
in your
calls.
service area.
Yeah, more calls, but they're a lot shorter.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing is like we run anywhere from 20 to 24 calls in a 24-hour period, but you're going back and forth, back and forth. Like you're at the hospital and there's another one right at the top of the hill, and you're just going back and forth. It's crazy.
Are you paperless?
Yeah, get on that.
I know.
Like we are not either.
Do?
Yeah. Well, what do you mean paperless?
Like use the app and stuff instead
So
of having all the
we
paper.
can, but the problem is like when you have like a 2-minute transport time, I'm
Right.
not opening the iPad to do the app real quick,
That's what I was about to say is like it's kind of pointless. Like it's almost easier just to write some stuff down on a paper when you get to the hospital, get it signed, and then enter the chart later.
That's mainly what we're doing. I mean, there's some people that I work with that they are strictly iPad and they will do that even if it's a 2-minute transport.
Yeah.
But
I would do that. I hate paper stuff.
I prefer the paper. I feel like if I have all these charts open, I get real confused. I do my charts one at a time. Like there's people who have like 9 open charts and I'm like, I don't know how you do that. I have to do it in order.
I like this guy. That's what I do.
I can't do it any other way.
So I do mine in order, but so I use the app. So if I have a busy day, I may have, a bunch open, but it's kind of going. And I also have.
But I'm better than you guys, so I get them done quicker.
No, I have most of the chart done before I'm done with the transport on the app.
What'd I tell you?
No, it makes it easier for me. But I'm kind of in between both of you guys with the transport times. Most of the time, my transport times are long.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a long transport, I will like pull it up and I'll start doing it if it's just like a BLS call or something. But
yeah,
I mean, it just sucks because you're with your ALS calls, like you're trying to do all this stuff before you get to the hospital 5 minutes away.
Yeah,
and then 90% of the time you pull in, you're like, oh, well, I didn't call a report, so this is gonna be fun.
Well, and even when you're farther away, like in my area, like I do a lot of the stuff on the way too, because I'm like, if it's going to take us 45 minutes to get here, I'm not going to sit on scene for 20 minutes doing a 12 lead, doing an IV, drawing up medicine. Like I'm just going to do that on the way.
Yeah, because you have such a long transport time. I mean, and that's the thing is like we don't want to sit on scene for a while just because of how busy we are. We have other calls coming in at the same time, so like we're trying to get moving but I mean if we walk in your ER and say that we definitely called a report. Yeah, we didn't. If you didn't get a phone call, we didn't call. we may say that we called, we didn't call.
Probably 4 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe, I don't know. In the very recent history, I want to say 2 years actually, I called a stroke report in or a stroke alert into the wrong hospital.
Man.
Show up and they're like, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's your stroke alert." They're like, "We didn't get a stroke alert." I was like, "I called." They were like, "No, you didn't." I was like, "I talked to somebody." Like, "Who'd you talk to?" I was like, "I don't remember their name." And I was like, so I look at my phone. I was like, "Ah, shit! I called the wrong hospital. My bad." I mean, they took the patient back to the CT and everything, but
I accidentally called the Pittsburgh like main medical command line one time, and for like transporting to a hospital 2 hours away from there, and they were very confused.
that's fine. I love it, confusing them. I love confusing people. Like,
It's
hey,
even better when you call them for another hospital that has a direct number to their ER, and
yeah,
they're like, "Well, why are you calling me and not the hospital phone?"
I know your
That's
number,
not what
not
I wanted to
theirs.
do. Yeah, because I felt like calling you. That's why.
Yeah. If I know like one of the people that's working in any of the comm centers for the hospitals, if they're like particularly annoying, like I'll call the wrong comm center to notify, like just so they have to do the work because then they have to call the other one who then
Yep.
it's
That has to call the ER. Yeah, it's a whole process.
I'm like, you want to be a jerk? Here you go, buddy. I'm gonna make your day just a little bit more annoying.
That's awesome.
But sometimes that's probably not the most mature thing to do.
You got to have fun.
Exactly.
Well, listen, they're control.
No,
Yeah.
not that.
The,
The medical command lines, not the dispatch number.
dispatchers.
We had somebody that was like a very green EMT one time at the previous service I worked for, who they had like a critical patient and she was driving, and someone was like, "Hey, I need you to call the hospital and just like let them know that we're coming because like I'm too busy back here." And instead of getting on the med patch and telling the hospital what she knew, she got on the county radio and said, "Can you tell Altoona Hospital we're coming in hot?"
Nice.
Next time I get a critical patient, that's all my report's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm coming in hot."
Nothing else. Nothing else.
It's a great lead in because it's like, well, what do you have? I have no information. I just know that something's going.
I don't know. The guy in the back looks real busy. I don't know.
What's funny too is like you have that contrast. I remember one time that somebody asked me to give a report. And he was a very particular, meticulous, great medic. Like he teched like 96% of his calls or something like that. It was ridiculous. But he started giving me a rundown of everything he wanted me to say. And like some of it was specific, like anomalies on the EKG, like things that I was completely unfamiliar with. I swear it was like a 10 to 12 bullet pointed list. And I was like, I'm gonna try my best. I literally yelled this back to him. I was like, I'm gonna try my best, but there's no way I'm gonna tell them all that.
Yeah.
And then like they were asking further questions based on the garbled information that I gave them over the radio, and he was like yelling the answers up to me. He was like, "No, it's V1 and V2. Tell him it's septal anterior." I was like, "What's a septal?"
They're in sinus AFib. A bradycardic SVT.
Just confuse them.
That's when you just default to, I don't know, we're coming in hot.
5 minutes. Click.
I've had hospitals like, we've had a patient like arrest on us and we're like a block away from that hospital. And it's not the hospital you'd want to go to, but like it's a hospital and I'm not doing CPR in a moving ambulance. And you just get, hey, let them know we're coming in with a working arrest. And they're like, they're asking you to divert. Like, we're in the parking lot. Tell them to open the door. Like, we're not divert.
I'm telling them to let me in.
Yeah, and telling them to let me in. I like that.
That's a good one.
I had a place I worked with. We had a brand new EMT, and he was driving his partner with patients in active labor, trying to get to the hospital before this becomes like a delivering in the ambulance kind of situation. And the area that's at, there's one hospital here, and then a quarter mile down the road, there's another hospital. Well, the first hospital is not an OB hospital. They don't have OB services. The second hospital does. He pulls into the wrong hospital. And like, I guess they didn't realize until they're like halfway to the door. And then, so they had to get the patient, I guess, according to the hospital, anyways, they had to admit and discharge that patient before they could take them to the right hospital.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
I'm like, there's no way that can be the procedure. Like,
That's insane.
yeah. Oh man, I haven't worked with you in a while, Patrick, but
Yeah,
I think the last time I did, we went to Dunkin' Donuts and it was tasty.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Went to Dunkin' Donuts. We did a little lift assist.
Yeah,
Phil, you're probably a donut hole kind of guy, aren't you?
I'm not. Believe it or
Actually,
not.
I don't think you got a donut when we were there.
No, I just got coffee, I think. I don't know. They have like Dunkin' Donuts like totally appeals to the fat kid. And they have like a snack and bacon.
Yeah.
Like where else can you just be like, yes, I would like a baggie of bacon, please. And you know what? Sprinkle some sugar on that for me, would you? It's terribly unhealthy, but my is it tasty. But didn't
Sure
we
is.
have some like crazy person in the Dunkin'? I feel like there was something just clown shoes about the Dunkin'.
I don't remember. I
It
worked
might
too
have been
much.
you, Fior. You
Might have
might have
been
been
it.
the crazy person.
It was
I
the
did.
Fior guy.
I remember the guy taking our orders like so I think the way we like ended up walking the doors, it was Patrick's partner, then me, then Patrick, then their student that they had. And he took his partner's order, went and completed the whole order, and then set it on the other side of the counter, then came back, took my order, and I got coffee. Made the coffee, set it on the other side of the counter, then comes back. It takes like this is the most inefficient way possible to keep this line moving. That's what
I
it
mean,
was.
they can't just hand it to you. They have to put it on the other
Yeah.
side of the counter, which
Yeah.
is it doesn't make any sense. Like you're still standing there.
Yeah. And he doesn't say like, oh, you can pick it up down there, and there's no signage that indicates it. It's just like he like goes away and you expect him to come back with like your food or whatever. And he's just like, next. Like, okay. And then you
You
go
should
down
make a
and you're like,
complaint.
there's my
You
stuff
should
sitting there.
get
You
a
should
free
file a
coffee.
complaint with corporate Dunkin' Donuts.
I'll be honest, that sounds like a lot of work and I'm just not into it.
Nope.
They
Make
might
one
offer you a
phone call.
job.
Well, I already have a job, you know?
May pay more.
Yeah, but like Dunkin' Donuts, if you work for Dunkin' Donuts, I imagine you get free Dunkin' Donuts, which means
I would
potentially
imagine.
free bacon.
You know, I hadn't considered this. Might be time for a career change.
It might be.
Just going into the bacon slinging business.
Can we talk about donuts for a second?
We have been, so I don't see any reason we have to stop.
The donut itself, right? And then the donut hole, right?
Yeah, not from the same.
First of all, I realized way
same.
too late that the donut hole was just a part of the donut ring that they cut out.
Nope.
It's
They
not.
don't cut it out.
No.
No.
So
I'm blown. No. Yeah, it's not from the same.
It's just a dough
But it
ball.
should be.
It should be,
You'd
but
think.
it's not. It's just a donut is they and commercially they comes out of an injector, but like if you were to make homemade donuts, you would just make a ring in the fryer, and then that would be your donut, and then your donut hole is just like a blop of dough into the fryer. Yeah, go ahead.
So like, why would you just not make it like a? Because you can make them as a circle, the filled ones, like
Sure
without the
can.
hole. They're not.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they all be like that?
You want the real answer? It's easier to dip in coffee. Gives you more surface area for the coffee to.
Is that what people are doing with their donuts?
That's not
what
so
I'm
much
doing
anymore, but there's still people that do. But then it's like that's just traditionally the shape of the donut.
Are you people?
Sometimes. It would have to be a specific. Like I wouldn't like.
So you're getting donuts and
like
not getting like the jelly filled or the cream filled?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, the French curler's where it's at.
You have to have a Dunkin' Donut coffee.
It sounds like
roll.
a dog breed.
Yeah, no, it's not. What is the coffee roll?
You've never. Next time you go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a coffee roll. They're amazing.
I need to look this up.
It's like a cinnamon roll, but it's not.
Is it donut
weird.
shaped?
It's in a circle. Yeah, there's no hole in the middle, but it's a donut.
So you're telling me this whole time they've like rather than just saving themselves some like they could have been making just a flat donut and then punching the hole out. Boom, 2 donuts. Like you got a donut hole and you got a donut.
Yeah.
Like a whole donut.
Correct.
And instead they're making them separate.
Yes. Yep.
Why are you
Doesn't
guys
make
so
sense.
okay with this?
Because that's just how it works.
It doesn't make sense.
At the end of the day, I get a donut, I guess.
You're still getting a donut. You're paying $1.50. It's all good.
Yo, Rutter's has this donut where it doesn't have the middle part. It's got the hole in the middle, but they've injected the ring with jelly.
Oh.
What is Rutter's? Where do I find this?
Wait, you've never heard of it? They don't have Rutter's?
No.
It's like
Never heard
it's
of
like
it.
a gas station chain.
Spell this.
Rutters. They got like deep fried Oreos. They got good stuff.
Let's see where the closest Rutters is to me.
I've never heard of that.
That's crazy.
I mean, I will say the logo looks familiar from just like driving down the highway.
It's like a
but-
Bougie Sheets.
Yeah. So the closest one to me is 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's too far.
It's in Altoona. Which
How many stores do they have?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's
can look
bigger
that
than
up
just
for you,
like
though.
it's not just like you said that like this is just an Altoona thing.
No, it's Eastern Pennsylvania, I would imagine.
So is it like a Sheets?
It's like a gas station.
Yeah, but like
Speaking of,
bougie.
have any of you
Okay.
been to a Buc-ee's?
I have once. It was an experience. Different.
Yeah. I went to one. I'm like, oh, this is just going to be BS. But you walk in, it's like, no, this is insane. All right. Rutters has 88 locations in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and West Virginia.
That's crazy. You've never heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. It looks familiar, like the logo. Like I've for sure seen them and passed them, but never stopped. So.
Well,
They're
since we're
like-
on the
they're like
subject
made to
of
order food
I
is,
got a
like,
good story for
different.
you, viewer.
Okay. All right. Let's have it, Patrick.
All right. So it's Thanksgiving morning, right? Probably like 6 a.m. Working overnight. So me and my partner get this call for choking. So we're like maybe 6 minutes away. So by the time we get there, we got no updates. So we walk in, and there's this lady. She's an older lady. She's just sitting on the couch, and we're like, "Ma'am, are we here for you?" She's like, "No, you're here for my husband." And we're like, "Well, where is he?" He's in the bathroom. So we walk over to the bathroom, and he's just chilling there. We're like, "Well, sir, what's going on?" So he starts telling us how he was making the turkey all night for Thanksgiving, and he starts eating a piece, and he had to let us know that it was the dark meat. That seemed very important to let us know. And he goes, "I think it's stuck in my throat." And then we're like, "All right, sir, like, are you having any like?" He denies any symptoms. He just feels it, right? And we're like, "All right." So his wife is like, "I was beating the shit out of him, and it's not coming out." So she's like sitting there describing to us that she was like pounding on him.
How old are this couple?
80s.
That's
Like,
amazing.
she might have been like 80. He was a little younger, like probably like 60s maybe. Hard to tell, but
She's just like walloping on him.
she is wailing on him before we got there. And he's like, so now he's complaining of back pain. It was this whole thing. So we're like trying to like figure out what we're doing here. Like, are we taking you? Are we not taking you?
Yeah.
And so he starts telling us that, like, yeah, well, I was trying to drink water and I can't swallow. We're like, what are you talking about? So he goes into the kitchen and he's like, well, let me show you. And we're like, sir, like, if you're not going to swallow this water, please don't like try to do that again. You're just going to make it worse. So he continues. He fills up this like a tall glass of water, and
I'm gonna chug
he
the
starts.
whole thing.
He's chugging it.
Yep.
Like, he chugs the entire thing, and he puts it down on the counter, looks right at me and my partner, and goes, "See, I can't swallow." And we're like,
Where'd
"Okay,
it
buddy,
go?
let's go. Like, let's just go. Like, I don't know what you're doing here." Like, it was honestly like, just I've never had this experience that
This guy
I
was.
didn't know
This
what
guy
to
just
say.
did not. He just did not want to spend Thanksgiving with this woman.
I guess not. And that was a jump seat type
Oh, yeah.
situation there.
I'm assuming he tasted the turkey and he's like, "Oh, this turkey's total shit. I better figure out a way to get out of here without getting in trouble." And he's just like, I can't swallow. I'm gonna go to the hospital instead of facing the facing the music that my turkey sucks.
Yep. Yep. The entire way to the hospital, I sat him up there, buckled him in, and we just rode to the hospital. We ended up checking on him later that morning because we were like, was there actually something? And they were like, yeah, we like scoped it and everything, and we didn't find anything. We're not sure like what he was feeling, but
Yeah.
it was way too early. I think we were both on a 24, like an hour before our shift ended, and this guy calls because he can't. can't swallow.
This man just has post-nasal drip.
Yeah. Like, I think it would have been a little bit better if he didn't just chug like 8 ounces of water in front of us. Like, I was like, all right, man, like, let's just go. But like, you're going to chug 8 ounces of water and then tell me you can't swallow it. I can't keep a straight face at that point.
I've had calls where it's like they're like, you need to take me to the hospital. They're going to do surgery on this. Like, well, they're not. But then they're like, but I have to drink this, 40 gallons of water real quick. Like, well, if you're getting surgery, you can't have anything to eat or drink. Well, then I'm not going with you.
Okay.
Peace.
Sounds good.
Which I think
Sign
that's
here.
fake news. I think that's
What?
the biggest scam. That you can't eat or drink anything. Like,
Well, you know why?
I mean,
well,
yeah, because they don't want you to be like vomiting and you ruin your airway and stuff.
Well, I believe it. I mean, when I was up at one of the hospitals doing my IV shift, they put us with like all the people getting ready for surgery. So everybody needs an IV. So the one lady, I did her IV, and they came over and they were asking her questions before they took her in. And they were like, "Did you eat or drink anything?" And she goes, "Well, I had a cup of coffee like 3 hours ago." And they were like, "Go home." They sent her home.
No, I agree that they will do that. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
What I am suggesting is that this is a completely unnecessary system. Like, so if I have an emergent thing happen, for example, my heart stops working and they got to do a surgery. Are they going to not do the surgery because I had a donut?
No. But
yeah, you know what?
they mitigate the risk when they can. So
That's a
like,
good point.
Emergently,
Good point.
we can't mitigate that risk. It's like,
See, Pat says this is a good point.
No, because I agree. I mean, what if you just went into cardiac arrest? Then
No, I get it.
Yeah.
In that
and he
case,
just ate. You're not gonna
no,
go
you're
up
you're
and
still gonna do it.
Drop an
but
OG tube in there. We're good to go.
yeah.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, if you can mitigate the risk,
Yeah,
why not mitigate
why not?
the risk? Like, if it's like,
I want to
hey,
mitigate the risk of me not getting to eat or drink before surgery.
that just don't get surgery,
That's a
or
good
just
point.
like only get emergent surgeries. Yeah, then you could eat a buffet and go to the hospital, and then they'll do your emergent surgery. Be like, my appendix. Like, sir, this is the 4th appendix we've taken out of you. Who keeps putting appendixes back in you?
Just eat exclusively egg rolls and then go get surgery.
Yeah, egg rolls and like day-old milk. Yeah, just like something. Yeah, the cabbage is for sure gonna churn that milk in you. That'd be good. No, just eat like a bushel of lemons, gallon of milk.
It just sounds uncomfortable for me.
It's
like the whole point of this is I don't want to be inconvenienced.
But you got to think about it for the plot, because now you're just a ticking time bomb of vomit.
I disagree.
I'm willing to do the research if you are. I don't know. I think it's fun.
Promo for our first live episode of Thank You for the Consult.
We just feed you random things and see if you vomit.
And then send me for emergent surgery.
That's an interesting episode.
I wonder if we could get the medical director from the paramedic program to do your surgery.
So I know that there was a situation where somebody ate so many salty foods that they actually sent themselves into like severe CHF and had like flash pulmonary edema and were otherwise healthy. So like maybe we can just like inject enough salt into me.
Yeah. I mean, how are we going to inject it?
Well, I guess I could just eat it.
Yeah, I feel like if we try to just like inject salty water into you, like we're gonna give you like some weird infection.
Hey,
I'm willing to take the risk.
Oh, wow, if you're willing, I'm willing to try for you. But anyways, as we try to veer back here into reality, Patrick, before we get going, man, is there anything that you want to plug? Any message you want to get out? Something you want to say for our audience to hear?
Really, just like, I mean, if you're looking to be a new provider or just getting into this, it really is a great field. I mean, I've met so many great people. I have a lot of friends now from the field, and they're not really just friends. They're my family. Get into it. It's fun. You meet new people every day. I've seen so much that I never thought that I would have got to see before, and just enjoy it. just enjoy it. I mean, this is definitely a career. You know, it's not just something for fun. So if you want to get into it, you know, make sure this is what you want to do.
Don't do it on a whim.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, it seemed to work
We'll
out.
let you slide. We'll let you slide on the whim part. You're good.
Thanks, Pat.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Patrick, thank you, man, for the consult. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Until next time, we'll catch you all later. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, please reach out at thanksfortheconsult@gmail.com.